We studied about the purpose of accounting. And we said one of the purposes of accounting is to collect and record relevant economic data about an entity and report its resources and performance to interested parties. We also said another purpose is to satisfy legal and regulatory requirements. We also said it helps to ensure that we make effective use of our efficient or our scarce resources. In this lesson, we'll study qualitative characteristics of accounting information. Our objective for this lesson is that by the end of this lesson, you'll be able to state and briefly describe at least 4 characteristics of accounting information. Qualitative characteristics of accounting information, they are the attributes that make the accounting information meaningful to the user. There is a general agreement that before accounting information can be regarded as useful in satisfying the needs of various user groups, accounting information should satisfy the following criteria. Let us now look at some of the qualitative characteristics of accounting information. One of the qualitative characteristics of accounting information is materiality. Materiality is a threshold characteristic. It means that if an information does not pass the test of materiality, then we don't consider it again. An information is said to be material if its omission or misstatement can mislead the user in taking decisions on the basis of the financial statement. So we are saying that if we omit the material and it can influence the user in taking decisions on the basis of the financial statement, or if we misstate the information and it can mislead the user in his decision making, then that information is material. The next characteristic we'll look at is understandability. Understandability implies clarity of accounting information. It means the accounting information should be presented in such a way that the users will be able to understand it. The next characteristics we'll look at is relevance. Relevance implies that the accounting information should be able to meet the needs of various user groups. For example, the accounting information should assist the investor to decide whether to invest in the business or not. The accounting information should assist the potential employee to decide whether to work for the organization or not. And the accounting information should also assist the money lender to decide whether to give loans to the organization or not to give loans. The next characteristics we'll study is consistency. Consistency implies consistent treatment of similar items and application of accounting policies. Accounting permits alternate treatment of certain items. For example, depreciation can be calculated using the methods So depreciation can be calculated using the straight line method. It can also be calculated using reducing balance method. It can also be calculated using sum of the years digits. So for example, depreciation can be calculated using 1. The straight line method, 2. Reducing or diminishing balance method, 3. Sum of the years digit method. Even there are other methods like the production unit. So what consistency implies is that once the accountant adopts to use the straight line method in calculating depreciation, the accountant should not change it year over year. The accountant have to use the straight line method adopted year over year. However, if the accountant thinks that if he changes the method, he can present a better information or he can prepare a better financial statement, he is permitted to what? To change it. Or if the change is also necessitated by a new standard, then the accountant can change the method. But if he changed the method, the various users must be informed in the footnotes. The next characteristic is comparability. This implies the ability of users to be able to make inter-analysis and intra-analysis. With inter-analysis, we are comparing the performance of two or more entities that are in the same industry and have similar characteristics. For example, if we are comparing the performance of EcoBank in 2018 against the performance of Prudential Bank in 2018, then we are engaged in inter-analysis. If we are comparing the performance of Wesley Girls in the WASI in 2020 as against the performance of Ebri Girls in the WASI in 2020, we are doing inter-analysis. So inter-analysis is where we compare the performance of two or more entities that are in the same industry and have similar characteristics. Then we also have intra-analysis. Intra-analysis is where we are comparing the performance of the same entity over a period of time. So for example, if we are comparing the performance of Mercom in 2020 against the performance of Mercom in 2021, we are engaged in intra-analysis. If we are comparing the performance of MEDAS students in the WASI in 2018 against the performance of MEDAS students in 2019, we are engaged in intra-analysis. So the accounting information should assist us in able to make comparison between performance of two or more entities in the same industry with similar characteristics or the same industry over a period of time. The next characteristics we look at is reliability. Reliability implies that the accounting information that is presented is truthful, accurate, complete, and capable of being verified. This means that the information must portray the true and fair view of the financial state of affairs. The presentation must be faithful, and anything that is significant should not be omitted. The next characteristic we'll study is objectivity. Objectivity implies that accounting information should be prepared and reported in a neutral way. It must not be biased towards a particular user group. This means that the preparers of the financial statement should not prepare it with the aim of favoring a particular user group. They must take a neutral position. In this lesson, we studied about the qualitative characteristics of accounting information. And we said the qualitative characteristics of accounting information are the attributes that make the accounting information meaningful to the various users. And we said some of the qualitative accounting characteristics are materiality, understandability, relevance, objectivity. In our next lesson, we will study uses of accounting information. Let me see you in the next